Right, so we all know that Pikarom's doing insanely well recently. I personally love playing greens decks, so how about we put the two together? Let's have a look. Hey guys, just before we get into the video, if you're part of the 60% of people that watch these videos and aren't subscribed, come on now, put a new TCG video out every day, okay? So do us a favour and hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I like greens deck, I also like Pikarom. It's so raw aggression is what I really like. Just being able to just bang 150, put 3 more energy on and say, right, I'm dissecting your board now. And all as well and good as the ability version is, I do think Green's version has its place as well. So let's have a look. In case you don't know what Pikarom does, we're a basic tag team Pokemon with 240 HP, 2 attacks, we've got 4 blitz. For 3 lightnings you do 150, search your deck for 3 other lightning energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon, okay? You can put them on the bench to set up another Pikarom, or you can load up your active, or put them anywhere else really, to be honest. Putting them on the active is also really good though, because it plays really well with Tag Bolt. Tag Bolt does 3 for 200, not the greatest. If you have another 3 energy though, you get to start having some fun with it, and you get to do an 170 snipe. 170 to the bench. Like, in all seriousness, no, like, this is really good. Like, lets you KO the Dene, lets you KO a lot of stuff on the bench, you know, KO into stuff like Rillaboom, anything on the bench just chilling. But what I find is really good, now that we have access to greens and custom catcher and boss's orders, Tag Bolt really lets us just dissect our opponent's board, right? Like, if something's took a full blitz for 150, they try and retreat to the bench, you know, throw up something else. You can now Tag Bolt, kill that threat on the bench, and really put a big chunk of damage into the active as well. It's insane, it really is. Like, if you've got 2 damage targets, you can full blitz kill them both. And like I said, with greens, it's going to let us really accomplish what we want to do with our Tag Bolt, which is why I think the greens version is a really good pick. So we played 2 of the Pikaroms. We obviously got our Tapu Koko Prism. It's going to let us function, lets us get 2 energies from the bin, attach them to attach 1 to 2 of our benched Pokemon, okay? It's also worth noting, even though we are a greens deck, if we lead Koko, it's not the end of the world like it would be in other decks, because Tapu Koko, once you get it out of the active, it can just shoo itself away. So it's not a death sentence leading this thing, but obviously getting 2 energies out of the bin is super nice. Lets you get to 4 blitz a lot earlier and lets us make our Lightning Storm a lot stronger. Speaking of Lightning Storm, we play 4 Boltunds. The reason we play 4, we really want to lean into that Electropower as much as we can, because while it's still possible to get a turn 1 full blitz with this version without slamming down like 2 Dedenes a turn, or well, 1 Dedenne a turn I should say, and just seeing loads of cards is a lot harder. So what we end up doing most of the time is opting to go second, so we have access to our greens first of all, and just use Electrify for 1 lightning, search your deck for 2 lightning energies, attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. So that almost guarantees us a full blitz turn 2 if we get it. And then Bolt Storm is also nothing to be slept on either. For 2 energy, you do 10 plus 30 for each lightning attached, which is really good. What this lets you do is, if your Pikarom's full blitz, it's like a big chunk of damage, and you don't really want to Tag Bolt with it yet, you can just retreat, go into the Bolt Storm. That's going to do a nice sort of that interim damage at sort of 150 to 200 range, depending on how crazy you've been. With stuff like greens though, you can really pop this off in the turn, just grabbing your Thunder Mountain, attaching 1 energy and going in for the Bolt Storm. So really good. Boltund's one of those slept on cards in my opinion. It's actually insane. Like, we have seen it strong enough to be its own sort of archetype, but in this greens archetype it really holds its weight. So you do play a full 4 of them. That's all our Pokemon then, 7 Pokemon. As you can imagine, because we're only playing 7 Pokemon, it's going to really let us flood the board with other stuff. Let's have a look. So we've got our 4 Electro Powers. This is, again, like, all these lightning cards are crazy without Electro Power. So being able to just chuck on an extra 30 damage at a time, depending on how many you play, it lets our full blitz start threatening the evolving Vs, like your 210 Dragapult for example. Lets you sort of uptrade into tag teams as well if you can find multiple in a turn. In case you don't know what it does, for each when you play, you do an extra 30 of lightning Pokemon. So you play a full 4 count of them. What also worth noting on the Electro Power, because we have greens now, we can really find these at will, which is also really cool to know. We play 2 Tag Call just because, you know, Tag Call, such that all our tag team supporters that we play, whilst searching for our Pikaroms as well. So Tag Call in this deck can read, you know, draw 3 and get a support righty discard to Cynthia Caitlin. It lets you search your deck for special energy, stadium, tool card, all that good stuff. So Tag Call is really cool, a lot of utility. And now because we're playing greens, we can really open the board, or open the door I should say, to custom catchers. I'm a fan. Like I said before, playing custom catchers in Pikarom almost felt a bit clunky to me, to be honest, because you're having to sort of have negative synergy with like stuff like the Dene. You know, if you have to bin off one early, you've only got 3 for the rest of the game. But with greens, been able to just really find the catchers you want exactly on the turn you need them, and really let that Tag Bolt go to work. It's insane. Like, Tag Bolt's one of the best jet attacks if you can really choose when you want to hit, what you want to hit, and how you want to hit it. Custom catchers let you do that. In the same vein, Great Catcher to a similar effect as well. You know, lets you just quickly bring up the Dene for game with a Lightning Storm, something like that. And while you're playing greens, be able to just search it whenever you want. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Again, because we're playing greens, we can play a Tool Scrapper. This is going to let us hit stuff like Lucky Eggs, Big Charms, all that good stuff. You know, because if something's taken a hit, let's say, tank to hit, like, let's say in the mirror, you hit a Pikarom, it's got, I don't know, it's took 240 damage, and they like respond KO. You can just green Tool Scrapper, take those prizes, and then just KO something else. So Tool Scrapper is pretty cool. Because we are greens, we obviously want to hit greens as much as we can. Pokégear lets us do that. Again, because when they work out that you're playing a greens deck, they might try and mine you. That's a sort of weakness. Pokégear lets us fall back and try and find those greens as much as we can. We want to play greens as much as we can. So we play 2 Switch just in case, you know, Pikarom has got a chunky 3 retreat cost. We don't really want to be discarding energy to retreat, and obviously we can't play Zayora, so we're only into Switch. Yeah, you could argue a couple more Switch, I'm not going to argue against that, but we do also play a Balloon in here as well, so you can think of that as a 3rd Switch, and a Pivot. Again, we play 1 Energy Switch. This is going to help us, like, bring up Energy Storms out of nowhere, because I think the surprise Energy Storm can really win you a few games. And, you know, potentially getting into a bigger tag vault that your opponent hasn't seen coming as well. So 1 Energy Switch, you never know, it come in handy, and being able to greens it out is really cool. 1 Wait and See Hammer. Again, one thing that greens decks can really do is play this Wait and See Hammer, which is, you know, if you're going second on your first turn, you can discard any energy your opponent's attached. So getting stuff like Dragapult, you're really setting them back. Against ADP, you're setting them back. And again, if you can combine that Wait and See Hammer with an Electrify, so you know your opponent knows that they're about to get 4 blitz, and it's asking a lot of them. So Wait and See Hammer's good. We're going to play 2 quick balls. We don't really need to play that many over the course of the game. You literally just grab Boltund, Electrify, Tag Calls, search for your Pikaroms. That's about it. So we don't really need that many quick balls. But if you want to play a couple more, I'm not going to hate on that, to be fair. But I've opted for 2. We play 2 Stamp just because number 1, we don't want to prize it, and it's so powerful. We're able to greens it out when you want. Let's say, you know, they've carried a Boltund and they've carried a Pikarom. You've got 1 Boltund left, do a few energy in play. Being able to stamp to 1, take a KO is really good. Again, also if they like surprise KO your Pikarom out of nowhere, and you just go like set up another one, go for an Electrify. If you can combine that with a stamp, give them 3 card hand, and say, right, I'm still going to get a 4 blitz next turn. Can you deal with that with 3 card hand? If the answer is no, then you're in a good stead. Because we're not playing Dene or Zayora, we actually opened doors to Power Plant, and Power Plant's really cool in the sense that it stops the Denes, it stops them setting up, because we're a little bit slower than your normal Pikarom. Normal Pikarom probably wants to 4 blitz turn 2 going second, turn 1 going second I should say. We're not really doing that, so what we can do to help sort of alleviate that weakness is go for a Power Plant and say, right, you're not going to set up, I'm going to definitely 4 blitz next turn, can you deal with it? So it's always cool. In terms of stuff like Mewtwo as well, I guess. Thunder Mountain, we have no reason not to play Thunder Mountain. This is going to let us, I mean, we still have the potential to get a turn 1 4 blitz. It is doable. So yeah, it's not that hard. I think it's just Coco, attach 1 for turn Coco, and then find Thunder Mountain. And since we are playing greens, you know, it is there. If your opponent had a bit of a bad start, you can just like, bing, gone. So it's a lot harder to do. Still possible. Guzma Hala. Guzma Hala's nuts. We literally just said about Thunder Mountain. Right? Guzma Hala lets us find our Thunder Mountains ASAP. It lets us find our speed energies as well. And lets us find our tools, which is always helpful. So Guzma Hala's nuts. So, like, being able to search energy and being able to search Thunder Mountain is nuts on its own. Not only do we play 4 greens, we also play Guzma Hala. So we play 4 greens, lifeblood of the deck. Like, being able to search any 2 trainers at any time is bonkers. Like I said, finding catchers, finding electro powers, it's just nuts. So I don't see why you wouldn't. Play one Mallow Lana, let's heal, because Pikarom's not too tanky. As you can see, we've already got a couple Big Charm in there. If we can sort of like if our Pikarom took damage before full blitzing, for example, you can just Mallow Lana, you know, get back into your Pikarom, attach all your energy to Tag Bot and say, right, deal with this 260 HP Pokemon. Deal with it, son. Cynthia Caitlin lets us get back greens. Lets us grab back Mallow Lana. Always nice. It also turns all our tag calls into draw cards, and that's one very big weakness to Green's deck, is you're not actually seeing a lot of cards. You tend not to just, like, your hand doesn't really grow that much during the game. It ends up just getting really low, to be honest, because you end up playing cards all the time. Cynthia Caitlin lets us draw a card, turns our tag calls into draws cards, and it lets us get back Green's Exploration. Still play 2 Volkner. I'm a fan of Volkner. Being able to just find energy is always nice. And then it also acts as more search. I'm a fan of searching cards. Me personally, I like to search cards. So I've got even more search here with the Volkner. If you want to turn those into like researches, I'm not going to hate on that. But I prefer search. So 2 Big Charm. Because our Pokemon aren't too tanky in the greatest of respects. Against stuff like Dragapult they are. But against other stuff they're really not. So like Big Charm lets us just push those HP to big numbers. And Air Balloon lets us have a pivot throughout the game. Because we can't play Zayora, you know, retreating can be a bit of a problem. So Air Balloon alleviates that. 4 speed energy and 10 lightnings. You know, the lightnings might be a bit on the low side, but again, because we're just flinging them on with Electropower, we don't need to just like bin lows to reattach. Like Coco, we don't have to Coco all the time, so we sort of rely on Electropower and Full Blitz a lot more than we would a normal Pikarom deck. So that's why the basic energy count might seem a little low. Speed energy might seem a little high at 4. Again, that's just because we're not really seeing a lot of cards. Like, it's not too rare for us to only draw cards with speed energy. So that's why we play a full 4 count. Again, I know you can't Coco them guards, I know that. But when you're not seeing as many cards as we are, we have to play 4 speed energy. And that's the list. One thing I have been considering here is playing the Alolan Meowth. Or Galarian Meowth, I should say, the one that does... Is it a Alolan? I can't remember. I think it might be a Alolan. The one that lets you do 70 if it's your first turn going second, just to sort of like get cheeky KOs on Jirachis. You know what? I'm not against that. I might actually throw one in and see how it goes. It kind of takes away from the game plan of wanting to electrify all the time. Turn 1 going second. But, you know, if it takes you a cheeky Jirachi KO or a cheeky Jirachi Donk, then yeah, that's not too bad. You just search out like green switch, and it also lets you preserve energy attachment onto Pikarom. The Meowth attacks for free. Let me just get that Meowth up so you can see it. This one here, Spoiled for free. There's 70 Kara Jirachi, Kara Grookey, Kara Snom, I guess as well. There's not an in greens deck. You can always pluck it out rather easily. So if you want to put that in, that's fine. I'm not against that. If you want to go down a higher like energy switch route, so you can get into full blitz a lot easier turn 1, I'm not against that as well. So there's that. Let's get into the game. I got some fun games for you lined up. A lot of games I had with this were donks, which is a bit annoying and really fast concedes, but I managed to get you a cracker of a game. Let's get into it. Right, so we hop into the game here. As you see, I'm on a 6-win streak. I was absolutely torching people with this Green's Pikarom deck. This is the best game I think I had though. This is the best game I had. This is entertaining. I really enjoyed this game. So we lost a coin flip. He lets us go first. Okay, that's a bit annoying. Obviously, as a Green deck, we want to really be going second and lean into that Electrify as much as we can. But I said it's not too hard for us to get the turn 2 full blitz even without Electrify. So let's have a look. He leads the Roly-Coly there, which is a bit scary. That means we're playing against what's that guy called? Sandaconda most likely, or any sort of crazy attacker you can play in that deck. Which is a bit annoying. We had a decent opening hand to be fair though. We Pokégear now. I think I was trying to there we go, try and hit green. Trying to see if we can get some like quick balls so we can potentially load up our Coco. We have got the spare energy in hand. This is a really nice open hand, to be honest. I mean, we haven't got any electrics in the bin, but I mean, it should be possible for us to get a full blitz next turn with greens. We can greens out for quick ball. No, stadium. All we need is stadium, to be honest. We can full blitz next turn. So you just need switch or air balloon. That's pretty cool. And anytime you have back-to-back greens in your hand, or just back-to-back supporters in your opening hand in green decks is nuts. And we have 3. We've got two greens and Guzma Hala. So many outs to our turbo and full blitz. I was going to say, the good thing is he actually led the roly-coly, which is good for us. Might be able to KO it next turn, but doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, but Imani's. That's sad, man. We had such a good start. Let's have a look. So, we get Electropower, Volkner, Energy, Balloon. Okay. That's not a hand we can 4-blitz with, though. That's a bit annoying. He acrobatics, gets ready to create, attaches energy, puts a dojo down, hits us for 80, turn 1, that's crazy. Oh, and yeah, gets the energy. So that's a bit scary for us in the sense that that we're gonna get Sand Breath next turn, so it's gonna make the full blitz if we can get it off this turn. Not that we can, but a lot more riskier. They can just KO. So looks like we take energy after this Volkner. Tag Call I think is a good pick. Maybe potentially Pokégear so we can try and get another greens. Or maybe even Stamp on the assumption that we know we're going to get KO'd. Because we can always electrify to the bench now and just prepare for the KO and active. Because it's probably going to happen at this point. So I'm guessing if we can Stamp. Yeah, that looks like I see what I'm doing. I'm preparing myself for the KO. I don't mind that. We've got the Electropower already. So we can just Tag Bolt kill this Sandaconda next. So he's only got a 3-card hand. So, you know, chances are he might not have... He might be dead, he might not have a great hand. Let's have a look. Either way, there's the Electrifier, so you know we've definitely got 4 blitz. Now, and he monsters again. That's annoying. See, if our hand was pretty dire though. Like now that we've got 4 blitz online, we're good to go. The good news is if he doesn't evolve Colossal, which he doesn't, he has to get rid of a lot of energy. 2, isn't it? Right. So I guess this turn he can put us in the cycle. If we can find what's it called? Electropower though. We can take a KO with Tag Bolt, and let's see what we get. We get greens and Thunder Mountain. Interesting. So let's have a think. So we can definitely get a KO with Tag Bolt. Oh, looks like we're gonna go for the Roly Coly, and that's gonna stop him being able to respond KO. We didn't need to grab 2 custom catchers there though. We had 1 in hand already, so that means we are at the mercy of our top deck now. But what we can do is really put our pressure on here. We can attach all the energies to ourselves. We've got a Big Charm as well. I'm not sure that's relevant. March stop like you know, madness. And we get to 4 blitz onto ourselves here. That's a really nice play there. We can actually use our custom catcher, I should say, to draw cards as well. And now I don't think there's a way he can KO us next turn, in all honesty. We're putting on a lot of pressure. We've got the Thunder Mountain. Probably had no reason to put that into play, to be honest. But I was just a bit scared because technically, you know, shenanigans can happen with the dojo. So we're in a super strong spot. He attaches a fire there. Yeah. Next turn, is it looking too clever though? We still need an Electropower to actually knock out the active. So I was giving a bit of bravado, but here on a second thought, you have to say he's still probably in the driver's seat. If we can get another attacker set up this turn though, you know, try and attack him with that might be a bit advantageous. Top deck, Electropower would be naughty. Top deck, anything that's going to help us get Electropower. He's taking his long time. That's why I went to go to press the hell out. That's what I do when someone's taking very long. But we get Boltund. Okay, and this could be one of those situations, like I said, where with Thunder Mountain and being able to use Boltund as a bit of an auxiliary attacker in this scenario is pretty sweet. So that way we can, you know, apply a lot of pressure and not actually give up this loaded Pikarom. And that's exactly what Boltund's going to do for us here by the looks of it. So we can switch, and then we can custom catcher, draw some cards. Is that what we're going to do? Yep. Let's see what we get. And we get the greens. Okay. So that means we can now take KO on active, and that's going to like set him back a lot. Because that means we can KO his active, do 170 snipe to the bench Sandaconda, and at this point Boltund cleans up. You know, we're in a strong position. We get the air balloon so we can retreat. I forgot about to actually get ourselves out the active. I forgot about that. We Pokégear, hoping to get a greens. We find the greens, which is nuts. And they've got a greens for next turn, so we can just retreat, play the Electropower. So now we KO active with Tag Bolt, and we put 170. And this is what I was talking about. when you can just be super dissecting with your tag bot, when you can make sure you take a KO on active, you know, if you need to gust, you can gust. The greens there lets us do whatever we wanted to do with that tag bot. It gives us the well played here. I mean, a Baby Buzz would actually be a KO, and that would be like super for an. Oh no, wait, no, Baby Buzz is when they're on 4 prizes. So super odds in 2 Pokemon. I missed that. Goes for the Sand Eater. Doesn't bench any Pokemon. So yeah, we just attack again, and we win there, which is nice. There's a concede though. He actually wouldn't let us do that. Which is a bit unfortunate. I've got one other game that I want to show. It's a bit of a quick concede, but it does illustrate the point, like I said, where being able to have the greens online lets us pick what we want to do, really adapt our game plan on the fly. So let's have a look at that. Alright, so here's this other game then. So it's got all colourless deck box. So I'm thinking it's going to be some sort of Pidgey deck, and lo and behold it is. It's going to be the Hoot Hoot Shuffle In deck, and on face value this is really scary because we don't play that many Pokemon. If he's going to be shuffling in bare Pokemon all the time, we haven't really got the means to just chain attackers all the time. But we have the greens. So, and we've got a switch in hand. So, luckily for us, Hoot Hoot is weak to electric, so we can just get out Boltund nice and quick, get ourselves Thunder Mountain, and we can take a nice fast KO on this Hoot Hoot, which is cool. Oh, sorry that cut out there. So like I said, yeah, been able to just adapt on the fly. We don't need to electrify this game. We could be fine to just roll out with Electric Storm. And this is what I like about Green Decks, being able to just, you know, do exactly what you want to do on the turn you want to do it. We've got a greens for next turn. We've got a Pokégear. So this is insane. Like I said, this is the amount of pressure you can do, and only because we had greens, we're able to just do exactly that, like that play you wanted to do there. If we was playing a normal Pikarom deck, granted, you know, we could have got a turn 1 full blitz. You know, that's all well and good. We're about to slap down loads of their names. We're about to, you know, see a lot of cards, discard a lot of cards. Whereas green just lets us go best bash boss, exactly what I want to do, and there we go, we got it, baby. Now he's in a super awkward position. You know, he hasn't got anything to put down. He's just got himself a Pidgey, and we can just attach energy a turn now. And well, we have to attach active now, unfortunately. But now, we can just ride Bolt Storm now. You know, we can at some point get ourselves a Coco Prism, get some energy in play that way. So he evolves into Pidgeotto, gets the airmail, picks that card, puts it to the bottom. Notice a little glitch there. I know. See, look again. That's a Lily's Pokédoll. If we were playing normal Pikarom now, we'd have to do some hard stuff to get around that, like. But with this, we've got greens. We can just, you know, grab the custom catches, attach one for Bolt Storm, carry that Pidgeotto. You know what I mean? That's pretty much game over at that point. Although he actually doesn't look like he, maybe he didn't have like a skateboard or a U-turn board to actually get into the pivot there. So yeah, that's pretty much this game wrapped up there in all fairness. Like, what's he going to do from now? So yeah, and the reason I wanted to show you that is because, like I said, green's being able to let you do exactly what you want to do on the turn you want to do it, no messing about, without having to rely on draws and the Denes or the Jirachis, and you ain't got to worry about finding, you know, bare cards. You can just pick what you want, bish bash bosh, any combination. So my closing thoughts: I do think green's Pikarom is a really interesting way to play a deck. Whether or not it's better than the sort of the Dene or ability way, I'm not 100% sure, but it's hella fun, and I like green's decks. So there you go. If you want to give it a little go, you know, have a little go. I went on a pretty good win streak with this, so yeah, there's that. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all